What's up, guys? Going to do a review on the BC Racing Coilovers. Just want to say thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Seriously, you guys are great. I'm going to have to bleep that out, but you guys are great. And they really owning this car and seeing that I'm kind of like trying to form a community, it makes me want to continue to make videos. So thank you for keeping me consistent. You know, keeps my mind clear, and I appreciate that more than I could really explain. So hopefully someday I can help show my gratitude in a more substantial way. But for now, thank you so much. Continue to subscribe, and let's get into the review. So as you can see, this thing is kind of on its nuts, not gonna lie. So let me think. There's really three big options for lowering this car that most people do. H&R springs, like this is, they got Dynon too, but it's mainly H&R springs, MSS adjustable springs, or KWV3 coilovers. Lesser known options that are known but lesser known, the Dynon springs and this BC Racing coilovers. The reason that I did these is because, number one, you have to delete the factory electronic dampering and all that, the EDC, whatever. You got to delete that for coilovers, or else you're going to be throwing codes and whatnot. So I didn't care about it. Makes no difference if it gets stiffer, pause, or softer, depending on, don't care. I wanted to go low, so coilovers give you the height, and I wanted to, you know, soften up the ride, because in the reality of things, the ride on this vehicle is kind of stiff. There's no getting around it. Recently I got comments asking if the comp or the regular version is stiffer. One doesn't really matter. I don't think there's a difference in it, but regardless, they're both going to be stiff. So if you're looking for comfort but you still want an X3M, I would say the best options are MSS adjustable springs, or throw it on some coilovers, because I know everybody loves the KWV3 coilovers, but I couldn't justify spending that much money, the fact that I'm broke and all that. So, you know, I went with the second best option. I went with BC Racing coilovers, and I could say that it rides a billion times better. I have cobwebs on me because I'm just walking around. This is gross and annoying. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to see them. Yeah, probably not. They're in there, but just take my word for it. They're there. The install, I have no clips from the install or anything. I have all the stock suspension at home, but let's talk about what you need to do in order to throw these bad boys on there. So there really is not much that you need to do. You need to get, if you're gonna go BC Racing coilover, you need the KW EDC delete modules. Modules, I don't know if there's one, two, I didn't do the install myself, who cares? But you need to buy that. That's about $400 or $500. So, oh, wind. So, all in all, what I spent on parts is still pretty much half of what I would have spent to get the KW coilovers. That's why I went with this option. I knew regardless it would make the ride better, and I'd be able to get the lowness out of it. Talking about, yeah, that's kind of important to bring up, is if you want to lower the car, I have a buddy that is on H&R springs and has the 21-inch comp wheels from these years, like the pre-LCI. And for the longest time, until I put this thing on its nuts somewhat, it felt like he was lower than me. So that goes to show, if you want to get low and you don't want to go crazy with anything, you can, you know, H&R springs or Dynon springs. They drop it, I think, about the same. Especially if you're putting bigger than a 21 on there, it's gonna fill out the wheel gap. It's gonna look low. For me personally, I know, I don't know. I don't know why I went balls out like this, or semi balls out. The next option, you could go MSS. It will drop it substantially lower. It'll probably even look similar to this, and it'll ride softer, and you don't have to deal with any of the bullshit electronic stuff. It's just an adjustable spring that everything is from factory, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So, you know, great option. In reality, you'll get lower with the coilovers, but that's because they're fucking adjustable, and you can only adjust the other ones so much. So, if you want to really ball out, you could do coilovers, which, like I said, so for the KWs, it's about $3,500. You get the deletes with it, I believe. And then for BC Racing, you get the coilovers. I think it was around maybe $1,300 after tax, and then another $400 to $500 for the KW deletes. Give it a second. So yeah, I forget where I was, but I want to talk about the KW. Would I have liked to go with that? Absolutely. That's what everybody recommends. That's what majority of people that go to coilovers go with. But, you know, I said, let me take a shot at trying the alternative. And so far, I like it. I haven't driven a car with KW coilovers. I've driven a car with MSS springs. The MSS, fine. You know what? If you don't feel like tapping in too much into this bullshit, go with the MSS. You will like it. Makes the ride softer and more comfortable, and you get lower than the H&R springs or Dynon springs. But I was just a bit of a dickhead, and I wanted to go lower than that. Simple as that. That's why I went with this. I didn't care too much about anything other than, you know what, if I'm going to do it, I know I'm going to want to go lower if I'm on MSS springs. So why not just go off the bat and do these? And I'm glad I did. You know, you get little creaks going over things and whatnot. It's kind of normal. Overall, I'd say they made a pretty good damn quality product. I'd recommend it to people that were similar position to me. I wanted to go a little lower than what the MSS springs would offer. And I didn't mind spending a couple extra $100. Because in reality, MSS springs are like $1,300 or something like that. I think before you do the KW deletes for the BC Racing, I think it's the same price or something like that. Maybe they're $1,500 for the MSS. I don't know, but I said, F it. Let me future-proof it. I know I'm going to want to go lower, and I'm glad that I did that. So as per height, I can't tell you how much it's lowered, but it's lowered a good amount. Let's see. For reference, that's about 2 fingers, paws. I can't really go too much farther than that. Maybe soon it'll be like that. Who knows? Now that it's nice to have the option to be able to lower it more. For the back here, let's see. Even lower in the back, actually. So, you know, it's like 1.5 fingers. So you can kind of see it if you let's see, come back here. The front is just a little higher. Would I like it to be a little lower in the front? Yeah, maybe. Which I might do. This is kind of going to be like a quick video because, let's be real, I don't have much I could show. I don't have anything underneath the car. I don't have any clips of it. The fuck? And you can't see the coilovers right now. Maybe from the back, but you know what? I'm not going to fucking crawl on my hands and knees. You guys get the gist. I just want to make a comprehensive video. I don't really even know what that means. I just want to make an overall good review of these coilovers. Probably had them on about 4,000 miles now. Not giving me any issues. I really do love them. Yeah, you know what? Let's get into labor cost. So, what did it come out to? I paid around $3,000 for parts and labor. Yeah, so all in all, oh, get off of me. All in all, if you're really thinking about it, like $3,500 about, or I think that's usually, maybe you could find a deal. You could either pay 30-something hundred for just the parts for the KW, or, you know, for me, at least what I was charged labor-wise, it all came out to around $3,000. So, you know, if you have the money to spend, ball out. Power to you. That's what I would recommend. But if you're like me, kind of on a budget, you don't care too much, dude, go with BC Racing. You know, BC Racing endorse me or something. Buy me a G80 with BC Racing coilovers. That'd be sick. Help me order an individual. But yeah, no, I seriously recommend it. It's something that's talked about in the X3M, X4M community. Everybody's always asking, and I know it seems like a few people have tried out the BC Racing, and they all say the same thing. They enjoy it. I just think there's not enough videos on. Actually, there's like no videos on this, so I figured I would be the first and try to really lay it out. Let's do just a little recap. So I'm gonna throw this in at the end for the recap because I just didn't mention it for some reason. At this height, I've rubbed once, and it's not from the front from turning. No rubbing, lock to lock. It was on a dip in the highway, a really big dip, not a common dip, and I rubbed a little bit in the back. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna just put this at the end, and I don't know why I didn't mention it, but yeah, a little bit of rubbing because of how low it is and the spacers. Well, not a little bit of rubbing. I rubbed once, so not a big deal. So if you want to just go a little lower, you can go H&R or Dynon Springs. Perfectly fine. If you want to go lower, so the next tier would be, if you want to go a little lower than that, be adjustable and improve the ride quality a little more, go with the MSS adjustable springs. Totally cool. You'll probably get, let's see, your height would probably be, max low would be about there, probably. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, who knows. So for the price, I don't know what it would come to after labor. Maybe you're in $2,600 after labor and parts for the MSS springs. So, you know, not too bad. If you want to make this feel more like a car, get the most possible lowest adjustability, and, you know, really just waste your money. No, it really does improve the ride quality so much. It makes it feel so much more bearable. Not that it's horrible to begin with, but it's not good to begin with. But if you want to go that route, do coilovers. So my coilover option, BC Racing, absolutely recommend. I'm in $3,000 for parts and installation. And if you just have, you know, you money, which, hell yeah, I wish I was in that position, go KW. You know, everybody loves them. I know, well, I can't even say specifically go KW. I know somebody's driven a car with KW and this, and he says there's no difference. I can't speak on it personally. I believe him, but I can't speak on it personally. So I don't know the true difference. Maybe if you're looking to track it more, then yeah, you should go with KW. Don't cheap out on anything. But BC Racing is still a pretty, you know, reputable, actually very reputable company. So I wouldn't have a problem, even if you had the money, but you said it doesn't really matter. I would recommend just going BC Racing. I think maybe the reason that it's more expensive for the KW, maybe it has to do with the KW name. Maybe it's just a tax. I don't know. I'd be curious to see somebody make a video comparing the two and the quality. I could only speak from, you know, experience from what I have. So hopefully that helped. You know, it looks really good. I can't lie. Absolutely in love. I have 15mm spacers in there as well. So, you know, that's something that helps the stance. But even if it didn't have those, it would sit so nice. So, you know, give it a little walk around again. Here, maybe if I do this, you'll be able to appreciate it differently. But yeah, I'm gonna quit yapping. Like I said, there's not much I could do other than just give it a simple review. I drive this thing all the time. Go check out some of my other videos. You know, I can't show you the actual coilovers because I don't have a lift. So, you know, look at it, admire it, and weigh out your options if you're in the boat that I was in. So, overall, thumbnail, maybe, who knows. But overall, thank you. I really appreciate you guys.